Hello friends, this is Worm, and we are back with another episode of our Fix-It mini-series, the series where we talk about every single sub-archetype of weapon in Destiny 2 and how we can change them to make them more in line with one another / what they are supposed to do. And of course, just a couple days ago we finished the auto rifle category, and now we're going to move on to bows, specifically of course combat bows, which are the legendary bow variants. We're not going to be talking about Wish Ender or Leviathan's Breath in this video because those are two unique archetypes. But with that being said, we have two types of bows in Destiny 2. We have the lightweight bows and the precision frame bows. And bows are a bit of an oddity in Destiny 2. They are one of the newest archetypes of weapons in the game. They came back when Forsaken dropped, which that was a long time ago, yes, but in the grand scheme of things, they're still relatively new. But with that being said, bows are in a weird spot. I'll just come out and say it. Bows are in a really weird spot because they do what a sniper does, but slightly worse. Actually, I wouldn't even say slightly. They do what snipers do, but a lot worse. They do the same thing that scout rifles do, and albeit maybe a little bit better in some areas, I think generally they're probably worse off than scout rifles. Like, I'm really not sure exactly where the point of bows is inside Destiny 2. Like, you want long range stuff, throw on a scout rifle. Like, you know, a scout rifle with a good ad clear roll, you're good to go. You know, if you want something that's boss damage or high health target damage from a distance, just put on a sniper rifle, right? So when it comes to bows, that's the first thing. You know, they have an identity crisis, but I think the other crisis that bows have is there is very little difference in terms of feel between the precision and the lightweight frames. Now, yes, I know they're different. Yes, I can definitely feel that there's some accuracy discrepancies between the two. Precision bows are much more accurate, and you can feel they hit a little bit harder, but by and large, if I'm in PvE, I'm probably going to use a lightweight bow. Like, there's not really a reason to have a 612 draw time when I can have something with a 500 draw time, right? If I'm not mistaken, 612 is the lowest on most bows. I know that pre-Ashen Axe is a different story, but with that being said, bows, you know, there's not a lot of difference between the two archetypes of bows. And so I want to group bows into the same video here because I feel like it's appropriate to talk about what each bow archetype does or what it should do, I guess I should say, and how we can fix it. So of course, when we're looking at the two types of bows, in my opinion, the best way to separate these bows is lightweights can be your ad clear style bows, and precision frames should be your hunting bows, so to speak, your bows that deal a lot more damage to your high health targets, right? And that way, if you start separating between those, you know, lightweight's designed for ad clear, you know, precision's designed for more high health targets, then I think you'll start to see bows come up in a more a better state, I guess. But with that being said, let's talk about lightweights first and what I think I need to happen to lightweight to bring them up in the meta. And starting off, I mean, I think the best thing that you can do for lightweights is give them small bumps to their draw time whenever you are getting kills. Okay, similar to Archer's Tempo. Right, you got Archer's Tempo as a weapon perk. Whenever you get a kill with Archer, whenever you get a precision hit with Archer's Tempo, it gives you a faster draw time, right? So you can speed that draw time up pretty substantially. But what if lightweights had that just intrinsically on the frame, right? And not the same as Archer's Tempo or Archer's Gambit, something like that. Not the same as that, but maybe something like, you know, plus 10 to your draw speed, like something just to reduce the draw speed even further, so long as you're getting kills, so long as you're getting, you know, ads destroyed, right? And that would be one of the best ways I think you could just change it, because I mean, like I said, bows, they're in a weird spot. They're long distance weapons, but they're also not as viable as some other weapons. So just giving them something small to the frame itself would actually bring lightweights up in terms of their viability. Now, the other change that I would make, and this would require a lot more effort and work from Bungie, but overhaul the perks on all lightweight bows to be more in line with ad clear perks. You know, something we've never seen on a bow. Outlaw. Why not give Outlaw to lightweight frame bows, right? That way you get precision kill, you got a super fast reload speed, you know, then you could pair it with something like Archer's Tempo, so you have a fast reload speed, you have fast draw time speed, you know, and you're getting all these buffs to your weapon to increase your killing potential. Why don't we see more bows like Tyranny of Heaven, for example, that has Dragonfly and Incandescent, which is a really strong roll? We should see more rolls akin to that versus something like what is the Luna Lotta, which I think can get like Headstone is like maybe its best ad clear perk, and then nothing even in the first column. Like, I think that having overhauls to the perks so that there's more perks that are designed specifically for ad clear. And you know, I would go even further and say create more bows, more perks specifically for lightweight bows and for precision, but we're going to talk about precisions here in just a second. But create more perks for lightweight bows that are designed to be ad clear style perks. And how you want to do that, I'd leave it to Bungie's creativity. Okay, leave it to Bungie's creativity to come up with that stuff, or give perks on bows like Rampage, for example, give them different modifiers than they do on other weapons. Rampage on other weapons is 10, 20, and 30% at times 1, 2, and 3 stacks. Maybe on lightweight bows, give them a different multiplier. Give them a multiplier of 20, 40, 60, for example, so that you're having more damage come out of that bow as long as you're getting kills, something designed for ad clear. Or take it a step further and add some more chaining, like chain killing perks, like Chain Reaction, for example. Chain Reaction would be phenomenal on a bow. I mean, I know that that might be a bit much, and you know, I think you'd have to tune down the explosions and stuff, but having that on a bow, on a lightweight bow, would give it that ad clearing potential while also not stepping on precision bows. And we're about to talk about precision bows here in just a second, but you know, I think that doing that to lightweights, giving them that small bump to their draw speed as you're getting kills, and giving them more perks designed specifically for ad clear, and creating more perks designed specifically for ad clear for these bows would increase their usage in PvE activities. And again, I think bows are never going to become meta, and the reason why is simply because they're just not as strong as like other options. Like you said, like snipers, for example, are just a stronger long range option. Scout rifles are I would say a better long range option, maybe not in every single situation, but in most situations, scout rifles are probably better. But yeah, with that being said, I want to talk about precision bows now, because precision bows are the antithesis of lightweight. You know, lightweights, like we said, are ad clear style weapons. I think precision bows should be your high health target hunters, right? And the first change that I would want to see to precision bows to make them those high health hunters is a change in major and boss damage. Give them like a fat, like 75% more damage to majors and 75% more damage to mini bosses and champions and like all that stuff. I think that alone would start separating the difference between a lightweight bow and a precision bow. Because let's say, you know, you're running in with a precision bow, and yeah, like you can do an okay job at clearing ads with it, blah blah blah, but as soon as an orange bar walks in, boom, your precision bow is now going to take that champion, or take that enemy down, versus a lightweight bow. If I run in with a lightweight bow, like, yeah, I've got great ad clear, but the second the yellow bars start walking out, it's like, okay, this is going to get a little bit hairy. Precision frames should be those high health target hunters. So increasing precision damage, and just, I mean, you could say just precision damage. I would say just damage all around to majors and mini bosses and champions and stuff like that is the first thing that I would do to precision frames. Now, just like with lightweight frames, the other thing that I would say is all precision bows need a rework to their perks, their perk pool, and they need to rework to their perk pool. Oh my god, I'm having trouble talking today. To have perks that are more in line with, you know, damaging high health targets. For example, Precision Instrument. That's a perfect example. Precision Instrument. It's a perfect example because you shoot your bow, you land some shots, and you're constantly just getting more and more damage to a point where you have like 30% more. I think that's with the enhanced version, but you know, 30% more damage on targets. Then you could take that on your precision bow, put it to good use by finding the knights that is, you know, nearby. Then your shots are, or even better, a champion. You have a champion, you're hitting it with a bow, you're doing 75% more damage than you would be as of the current meta. Plus you have Precision Instrument going on it. Like, I think that could be a really strong option. You could also, again, create new perks that have a designation for precision frame bows. You know, make up one off the top of your head, Bow Hunter, a perk called Bow Hunter, and it just, maybe it deals just a flat 50% more damage, or maybe not 50, but maybe like 20% more damage against majors and minors and stuff like that. Similar to Vorpal, and you could put Vorpal on precision bows, but I think it all starts with increasing their precision or their damage in general against those high health targets. And that right there would separate the two bows into their respective categories. You could also make like a debatable argument to slightly increase the draw time of precision frames, so that maybe like the lowest you could go is like 650, with a draw time masterwork and elastic string and all that stuff, just so that there's that difference. Because with lightweight bows, if you make the change that we talked about with lightweight bows, they would have a faster draw time as long as you're killing adds. Then with precision frames, they have that slower draw time, but they hit those high health targets so much harder. And then of course just making new perks and reworking perks for these weapons. And remember, like, Bungie is very, very aware of the perks that they put on weapons, like non-denouement, for example, which is the new raid bow from Salvation's Edge. From Salvation's Edge. That bow has Volt Shot on it. That's the first ever bow to have Volt Shot on it. Now we've had several other arc bows, from the past, but none of them have ever had Volt Shot. And I think that's a conscious decision by Bungie not to do that. And I think that Bungie should start letting up on those limitations for reasons like we just talked about, to bring bows back up into use. And again, like, not necessarily making them meta. I don't think everything should be meta. Like, I want everything to be viable, but I want everything to do well in its field of expertise, so to speak. So you've got a lightweight bow, that's something that you can be up in combat with. You've got that super fast draw time, you've got your draw time masterwork, your elastic string, your whatever other perks you want on it to give it that really fast draw time. Then you have the intrinsic lightweight perk that would allow you to draw it faster as you're getting kills. Then you have perks designed specifically for ad clear, like Dragonfly and Rampage, just out of the blue, so that you're constantly able to just kill more and more ads. Boom, that's doing its job. But then you got that high health target walkout, that that Revenant Knight or something like that, and your buddy who's up on top of a ledge behind you has got a precision frame that's going to take that knight down much quicker than your lightweight bow will. But yeah, with that being said, we've talked enough about bows. Those are the changes I would make to bows. Like I said, bows are in a crisis right now because they're not really the best at anything in particular, and their usage is just, it's too niche. It's similar to scout rifles. Like, what's the point of using a scout rifle? Like, Destiny is a up close and personal style game. Like, in order to change it, we need to change up the perks, add new perks to bows, and of course separate between the two archetypes. But with that being said, that's my thoughts on how we can fix bows to make them more in line with the rest of the weapons of Destiny 2. I want to hear your thoughts on my thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts that you have for bows and stuff like that. So just go down in the comments, leave those, and yeah, that's it for me. Do me a favor, drop a like, helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe for more daily Destiny content, conversations, discussions, debates, all that stuff here on the channel. And do me one more thing, watch the videos you see on the end screen, because for whatever reason YouTube thinks you'll like it. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye for now, guys.